And Tammy, remind me in the end, when we get into the question answer, to put it on the hard recording, which I have paused over here. I only have the YouTube one. Okay. So let's begin with 3 ohms. Let's take a deep breath in. Let's bring before we begin, the usual disclaimer that when you join the session, you do so with the understanding that you're responsible for your well-being. Don't do anything that will hurt or do any damage to you. And Life in Yoga and I don't take any responsibility for it. So with that understanding, we begin. Keep the spine straight and make sure that there is no jerky motions and no strain in anything you do. So bring your awareness to the perineum and pressing on the little finger, we begin with Lam. Take a deep breath in. Lam. 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 Release the fingers and continue. Lam. 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 Now bring the awareness an inch or so above the perineum, and there we do Vam, pressing on the ring finger with the thumb. Vam. 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 Release the fingers and continue. One. Last time. One. Bring the awareness behind the navel in the middle of the body, pressing on the middle finger. We do Ram. Take a deep breath in. Ram. 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 Release the fingers and continue. Ram. 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 Now, bring the awareness to the middle of the chest, in between the breasts, and here we do Yam, pressing on the index finger of the thumb. Yam. Yum. 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 Release the fingers, continue. Yum. 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 Now, bring the awareness to the throat, and here we do hum. Thumbs up, loose fist.
Hum.
Hum.
Hum. Hum.
Hum.
Hum.
Release the hands and continue.
Hum.
Now, bring the awareness to the top of the head, to the middle of the head, and there we do chum, thumbs up, loose fist. Release the hands, continue. Bring the awareness to the top of the head, and there we do Om, thumbs up, loose fist. Release the hand. Continue. Last time. Now we go on to the Ujjayi Pranayama, the happy face breathing. So, those of you who know it, please continue. If there is anybody who needs instructions, the key is to feel a stretch in the throat, and when you inhale and exhale, feel like a mild sucking sensation as you inhale, and while exhaling, feeling a mild reverse sucking sensation. But the effort has to be very, very little. There can be no strain in what you do. So a good way to think of it is, bring your awareness to the lowermost part of the mouth and make a big smile. As the cheeks come out, you will feel a slight stretch in the bottommost part of the mouth, the throat area. Then you begin the slow inhale and exhale and feel the rubbing sensation, which feels like sucking while inhaling, and reverse sensation while exhaling.
Is the fundraising drive over?
What is that?
Is the fundraising drive over?
Yeah, it was for 1 week, right? So it is 1 week is over.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we can do the shoulder rotations along with the Ujjayi. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we go on to the neck exercises. So as we exhale, gently tilt your head, bringing one ear towards one shoulder. Inhale, come back. Exhale, tilt towards the other shoulder and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back. And as you exhale now, we go into the three sides with ah sound and the chin down. We do M sound or M sound. So take a deep breath in, turn the head to the right, and we go ah. To the left. Ah. To the back. Ah. Chin to the chest. Now to the right. Ah. Left. Ah. back. Chin to the chest. To the right. To the left. To the back. Chin to the chest. We will do one last round. To the right. To the left. To the back. Chin to the chest. Now we go on to 360 degrees rotation of the neck, chin to the chest, and as you inhale, go half a circle, and exhale, complete the circle, and continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now let's go reverse direction. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we can go on to the hand exercises, but before that we will do one shoulder at a time. Inhale, lift up one shoulder, exhale, rotate it back, bring it down. Inhale, lift up the other shoulder, exhale, rotate it back and bring it down. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we can stretch out the hands in front of us. Inhale, lift up the palms, stretch out the fingers. Exhale, thumb in, downward facing face. Continue. Last exhalation. Now go around the wrist. Inhale half a circle and exhale, complete the circle. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Let's go reverse. Last inhalation, last exhalation. Elbows in line with the shoulders. Let's go around the wrist. Inhale, open out the palms. Exhale, close and bring it in. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Let's go reverse. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Interlock the fingers, bring it around the head. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, come back. Last exhalation, inhale, come back. Get hold of the elbows behind the head. Exhale, pull on the elbows. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, pull on the other elbow. Inhale, come back up. Last exhalation, inhale, come back. Now get hold of the elbows behind the back. Take a deep breath in, pull back the shoulders, expand the chest. And as you exhale, twist to one side, inhale, come back. Exhale, twist the other way, inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back. Get hold of your hips behind the back and holding on your and pushing on one hip as you inhale, make a backward arch. And as you exhale, come back to the normal position. Inhale on the other side and exhale, come forward. Continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we cross one leg over the other. Get hold of the knee and pull it towards the opposite shoulder as you turn to the other side. Inhale, release, and exhale, pull and turn. Last exhalation, pull and turn. Inhale, release. Now we cross over the other side. Exhale, pull. Last exhalation, pull and turn. Inhale, release. Now we can stand up, and as we inhale, we will bend at the knees. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now bring your hands to your hips, and we can go around the hips. Inhale and exhale, circle round. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Let's go reverse. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we will do the pelvic bend. Those of you who are standing, you should have good balance. People without balance can be seated, holding your elbows behind the back. Take a deep breath in, pull back the shoulders, lift up the chin, and as you exhale, lean forward. Inhale and exhale into the stretch. Feel the stretch from the bottom of the feet to the hips. Inhale and slowly come up. Take your seat, and we are ready to go on to the alternate nostril breathing. So we will do 6 breaths, and after that we can go on to the Bhastrika Pranayama. Okay. Now we go on to the first round of Bhastrika. Let's begin with exhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 13. Exhale. 14. Exhale. 15. Exhale. 16. Exhale. 17. Exhale. 18. Exhale. 19. Exhale. And 20. Exhale. So now let's bring our awareness to the chest area and mentally vibrate Haim and feel like the lungs are vibrating Haim, 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 Haim. You can now make it Haim Nam, Haim Nam. Now we can visualize a rising vibration from the middle of the chest in between the breasts, going to the body and out of the top of the head. And that feels like home, 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 home. Now we can go on to the spinal mantra. We do the 7 mantras from the feet and ankle to the knees to the lowermost part of the spine, which is in between the buttocks and the back, and then the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, the cervical spine in the neck, and then in the back of the head, in the very top, called the shikha point. The mantra for the feet and neck are the same, that is Aim. Now let us begin from the feet and ankle with mantra Aim, moving to knees where we vibrate Shim, and move on to the base of the spine where we do Jim. Aim, Shim, Jim. Aim, Shim, Jim. I'm Shim 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 Jim. Now we move from the base of the spine to the lumbar region, then to the thoracic or the back region of the spine with Jim, Jime, Haim. So let's go. Jim, Jime, Haim. Jim, Jime, Haim. Jim Jime Hime, 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 Jim Jime Hime. Now we move from the thoracic spine to the spine and the neck to the back of the head with Haim, Aim, Om. Let's go. Haim, Aim, Om, 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 Haim, Aim, Om. Now we do all the 7 mantras in sequence, starting from the feet and ankle. Aim, Shim, Jim, Jime, Haim, Aim, Om. 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 Now we can go on to the Bhastrika Pranayama. Let's begin with exhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 13. Exhale. 14. Exhale. 15. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Take a slow, deep breath in through the right nostril. Hold the breath and exhale through the left. Now, let's go on to the next round. Begin with exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 13. Exhale. 14. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Take a deep breath in through the right nostril, hold the breath and exhale through the left. Let's go on to the next round. Let's begin with the exhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 13. Exhale. 14. Exhale. 15. Exhale. 16. Exhale. 17. Exhale. 18. Exhale. 19. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Take a deep breath in through the right nostril, hold the breath and exhale to the left. Mentally tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. I let go of everything. I let go of everything. I let go of everything. Feel the shoulders become lighter, the head also perhaps becoming lighter. If you have a personal mantra, you can focus on it. Otherwise, visualize a rising vibration from behind the lowermost part of the sternum going upward and out of the top of the head. And that vibration feels like 3 syllables. Haim Em Om, Haim Em Om, Haim Em Om. And as you visualize that, we will have Om playing in the background. Mentally affirm to yourself, may I be guided to fulfill the purpose for which I am born. And with that as the thought, become aware of the senses from the top of the head all the way down to the bottom of the feet. And whenever you're ready to open your eyes, raise your hands and look straight into the palm of your hands when you open your eyes. With that, we end the practice session and we go on to the discussions. Yesterday, Mr. Satyapal Khera asked me about if anybody has any a skipped heartbeat or something like that. Is there anything in yoga? There is a whole category of heartbeat irregularities which are called arrhythmia of various natures. And one of them is skipped heartbeat, and of course slow, fast, and there are things like preventricular contractions, atrial fibrillations, and things like that. So for all categories of heartbeat irregularity, the term used in medical term is called electrophysiology of the heart. That is the area of how the nerve control of the heart that controls the beat. So what we have seen in a number of people who have heart irregularities in their beat is to use the mantra Vitthal. And so this Vitthal, how it is done, I can show you. Now, Satyapalji, if you would, if we can find a way to coordinate, I really would like to take a pre-post test to see how it changes your peripheral nervous system. And this is something which we have seen in everybody. The peripheral nervous system in our Nadi reading changes as a result of doing that. So the more data we capture, if we have a dozen or more cases, then in which case we can publish the data too. So the way to do it is, you simply, all of you can feel it, that if you do simply chant vocally, Vitthala, 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 Vitthala. As you do the word ta, 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 you'll feel a thump in the heart. Vitthala, 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 Vitthala. So that thump in the heart basically reinforces the regularity of the heart, and we measure in the nadis that the peripheral nervous system controls begin to normalize. We see abnormality and it normalizes after doing this for 5 minutes. In fact, what happens is, in cases of atrial fibrillation, oftentimes what happens is people feel tiredness because the blood flow is not optimal, because the atrium, which is the upper chamber of the heart, is shivering. It is not fully, as a result, the lower chambers don't contract properly. Then what happens is the circulation is not so good. So what we have found is such people develop tiredness very quickly. And once this Vittal is done for 5 minutes, the tiredness goes away, head becomes clearer. Because of tiredness and not enough blood circulation, they have cloudiness in the head and things like that. Everything clears up. And over a period of time, even the heart regularity gets restored. So this is something that, Satyapalji, you can try. So I just wanted to share with you, because on regular days there is no time to discuss. Any questions?
Yes, I have. You told me about this some time back also. And I think it's about a year ago, something like that. And I have been trying that, but I did not know it has to be done for 5 minutes. So that's new information for me, and I'll try that. And also, I'll be contacting you otherwise also.
Sure, it has to be done for 5 minutes, and
Okay.
and if depending upon the situation, like 3 to 4 times a day.
Okay. Thank you.
And you will see a difference in about 6 weeks' time.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So, Sharmishta Gupta, please go ahead.
Dr. Rajan, namaste.
Namaste.
For last week, I don't know, I never had this problem. My neck is hurting in the center.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first time I ever had it. I don't know. I thought maybe if you can suggest some exercise.
Okay. The thing is, you see, I suspect your problem is really in the upper thoracic segment rather than the neck. What I will suggest for you is, let's see whether this will help you.
Okay.
Just take the shoulders and pull back the shoulders and keep it this way. Hold it there. Now, is the neck pain change as a result of that?
No.
Tilt the head a little bit back.
It's still there.
It didn't decrease or anything.
No. That's only in the center, in the back, just on that bone.
When you say the neck, you're talking about the base of the brain on the top?
Yeah, it just this back here.
Okay, so you're talking about the medulla area. Okay.
Yeah, the little bone bumping out, Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel anything different in your ears?
No, it's only that area, and maybe sometimes little bit. It just vibrates a little bit on the shoulder side, but it's always still there.
But the way you're hearing, is there any difference? Like sometimes when you get a cold, you hear in a funny way.
No, hearing is
like
okay. Yeah.
I think you should consult your doctor. Okay. So.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, there are a few things. Kusum Khanna is still here? Oh, yes, you're here. So you have asked the question whether we have heard of super brain yoga and what that is, right? So the thing is basically when people hold their ear like this, and when they inhale from a standing position, when you bend your knees like we do standing and bending our knees, then as you exhale, come up. There are a lot of videos over there. They call that a super brain yoga. I do not know what kind of research, what they have done over there, but what it is this, people say it works, and so you can always try it. But for me, the key part is when you inhale and you bend your knee, there is a surge of energy going upward towards the head. Okay, so that is the this thing. Okay, Namaste ji. Okay, so Shama Tahil Ramani asked the question, what are the benefits of sound with neck movement? Okay, would somebody else care to answer what benefit they found from the neck movement, the vibration in the neck? Anybody find a difference? So Tammy, would you like to share?
Sure.
Actually,
For me,
don't worry.
thank you.
Because she has left. She's not here.
Okay.
Okay, she's not here anymore. She's gone. Okay. So Virendra ji, go ahead.
Yeah, see, Dr. Rajan, first day I did for 2 hours. I'm in Actually, I'm doing I'm in other day I put a wrong spelling, but I'm doing So I'm doing, and every day I'm doing half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening. But it's not helping my cough, weakness, and headache. And headache is on the left side.
But did you feel any difference in yourself doing it?
No, see, again, but today I feel a little better. I feel a little better. But and then also my left headache is on the left side, not right side, So today, after the Bhastrika, you said you should do on the inhale from the right, and like that. I did other way around, and I feel better. So the left head is hurting a lot.
Okay. So if you inhale to the left side and exhale to the right, you feel better, right?
Yeah. And if I concentrate on the right side, it will better. So I don't know what's happening.
No. That's good. Actually, that means what happens is now I realize one of your issues is what it is you can just do that. Inhale from the left and exhale to the right continuously. So
Okay.
if you do that, this is what is called Chandra Bhedi Pranayama. Okay, do that for
People were in a house of worship.
do that for like about 10 or 20 breaths. And tell me, we will be here for a little more while. Do it for 10 breaths. Inhale to the left nostril, exhale to the right.
Okay.
And see how it feels. You can tell us. Anybody else, any questions?
Christo Grosev is executive director of Pelvic
Dr. Rajan.
leading its
Yeah, you have a radio or something playing behind you.
focus.
Dr. Rajan,
Yes.
I just want to, as Vithala is a God's name, Krishna's name, if even normal people say that Vithala, does it cause any problems on our heart?
I don't know the answer. But the thing is, basically, what happens is how this was actually discovered was quite accidental.
Okay.
And then what happened was it was verified by this person who is in New Mexico, Vasant Lad, Ayurvedic doctor. What he said was, Vasant Lad, that T is the vibration of the heart. Okay. According to this thing, I don't know where he picked it from. But what had happened by accident was, in Maharashtra, in the Pune area, there were some of the poor people who went for into the hospital because they had shortness of breath or some this thing. So the cardiologist over there had identified that this person had atrial fibrillation. And what the person, what was recommended was, ablation, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is basically that, of course, is an intrusive procedure. And so the surgical procedure costs more money and things like that. But the poor people could not afford it. And so the thing is, the poor people basically decided they'll put the faith in God. And the way they do it is, over there, people who are from Maharashtra will know
I'm from
that they will have this a pole over their shoulder with two pots hanging in the end, where they will go walking all the way to
Pandharpur.
Exactly.
Yes.
So they'll walk all the way to Pandharpur, and as they are going, they'll be chanting Vitthala, Vitthala,
Vitthala, correct.
and
Yep.
going. And so what happened was, they went over there and they would come back, since there is a long distance of walking, it will take a few days. So they will come back after a week or two. And the doctor found that the AFib had gone. So the atrial fibrillation had gone. And he noticed it in more than one case. So, but it was not something like it was seen in a dozen cases where he could write a paper on it. So this was put on WhatsApp, and I saw the message. And when that came, we tested it with people. It worked.
Really?
So that is how we picked on it. As far as I'm concerned, there is nothing religious about it. It is really vibrations.
Yes.
Okay.
Dr. Rajan,
Yes, go ahead.
you said something about Chandra Vedi Pranayama.
Yes.
I have experienced that myself, that whenever I am feeling sort of like blood pressure going up, if I do Chandra Vedi Pranayama, pressure comes down.
Yes.
I have noticed that anywhere from 10 points to 22 points it comes down.
Yeah. Actually, what happens is every person is slightly different. And what causes their blood pressure to rise, or giving headaches and things like that. You see, when a person is too much occupied with worldly activities, the left brain becomes hyperactive. And so when the left brain becomes hyperactive, easing the left brain, Chandra Bhedi Pranayama is very good. Now, what happens is, for people for whom the communicator in the middle of the two hemispheres of the brain, the corpus callosum, where there the communication is very good, easy, very quick flowing. If they simply did alternate nostril breathing, it would have the same effect. But on the other hand, for whom it is a little slow flowing, Chandra Bhedi is more powerful. Now, the other thing that has also been found, and it is the same thing as the equivalent of alternate nostrils.
Yeah, Dr. Rajan.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel better.
You feel better.
Yeah.
So for you, now that I understand what is happening, the mind gets preoccupied with all the external activities you have to deal with. So that is the reason. So you can continue this practice. So you can do it 3-4 times a day, where for 5 minutes each time, and you will find that over a period of a few weeks, slowly you will regain the balance and it will clear off.
And then I do Hami Mum for half.
No, you don't need anything else. You need only this.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Rajan. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. And so, as I was saying, the Chandra Bhedi Pranayama is good for this aspect, but you will also find that for some people, the equivalent of the alternate nostril breathing is simply inhaling deep and exhaling slowly. So it has been scientifically tested that if a person reduces their normal breathing rate to 6 breaths per minute, automatically the blood pressure comes down by 10-15 points. And it is well published. And what happens is, remember, when they do all these tests, we have to remember, if they work with 10 people, 7 or 8 people have that effect, 2 or 3 people don't have that effect. So when they make the claim, for that 2 or 3 people, they didn't figure out why it didn't happen, but on average it is working, is their claim. So the thing is, you see, for those 2 or 3 people that it didn't work, perhaps the Chandra Bhedi Pranayama may have had a better impact. Or, as we have seen, that the neck exercises have had very big impact, because the neck exercises hits directly on the carotid area where they have the baroreceptors. There are 2 baroreceptors in the body, 2 areas. So one area is here, and it is very important because the brain has first claim for oxygen and glucose. Because if the brain is not functional, nothing else will be functional. So the brain, in order to make sure there is enough blood flow, the baroreceptors are making sure there is enough pressure going up to the brain. And so when this area gets, the neck area becomes, the arteries there, they become rigid, then in which case it can very easily increase the blood pressure, because the rigidity does not allow the blood to properly flow into the cells of the brain. You see, many of you who are not physicians will find it very interesting that in order to cure a headache, doctors will say that they will give you some medication that will create vasoconstriction in the brain. And vasoconstriction means you're squeezing the blood vessels over there. And why do you squeeze the blood vessels? If you squeeze the blood vessels, there is more perfusion of the blood into the cells of the brain through the capillaries. Okay, so what happens is that the resilience and ability to squeeze is very important for blood perfusion. And when the arteries get stiff, it creates what they call vasodilation, which doesn't allow for the perfusion effectively enough with enough pressure. So this is the reason the neck exercise also helps too. The shoulder exercise are very good for reducing blood pressure also.
Yes,
Yes,
Dr. Rajan.
Yes.
This neck exercise is working good for me, very good.
The neck exercise.
5 minutes to 7 minutes and do the job.
Very nice.
10 to 15 point down, every time. Yes, thank you.
So in other words, the discussion we are having here is there are 3 ways to hit at the blood pressure. One way is the Chandra Bhedi, that is you're focused on relaxing the left brain. The other way is the neck exercise. And the third way is to simply relax the whole breath flow, that is stimulating the parasympathetic tone as we call it. And that can be done either by Anulom Vilom Pranayama or simply slow exhalation and slow inhalation. Yes, Malti.
Rajan, what is Chandra Bhedi? I never heard up till now. Today is the first time hearing it.
Okay. The Chandra Bhedi Pranayama means you inhale through the left nostril and exhale through the right.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi, Dalpat.
Eh?
I want to say hi to Dalpat. I never get
Hi,
to see
hello.
him.
Yes. So all the retreat friends are over here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything else?
Dr. Rajan, just an observation. Why have we stopped doing the slow version of the spinal mantra?
Oh, I thought all of you have become experts and you might find it boring.
I like, somehow, personally, I like it occasionally, in the slow version is, it gives you a better time to focus,
Okay, so how many people would like to go back to the slow version? Okay, so there
Not
are
necessarily go back, but occasionally I think if you do it, it'll be nice.
Okay, so I will keep alternating then. So that's fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sometimes
Dr. Narayan,
we'll
I've
have
got a
to.
question.
Oh,
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I've got a question.
Go ahead.
I have a problem with my lungs, and the doctor said that the lungs are becoming hard. And I was in the hospital for 2 days, and they did all the tests, and they said, well, you need oxygen.
Okay, did they use the word interstitial lung disease, ILD?
No, I don't know. They just said that your lungs are getting hard.
Yeah, actually what
So,
it is it's losing the resilience. The alveoli are becoming hard, which means the capillary flow has decreased. Okay. Actually, in your case, we have only worked with 2 people who have had interstitial lung disease. Okay. And the interesting, actually, I have worked with 2 people with interstitial lung disease and a third person who had severe COPD and was on oxygen. Okay. And in all of these cases, what we found is we could give marginal improvement. We could give actually not marginal, substantial improvement in oxygen flow with the mantra. I have to go and check my notes. I think we used the mantra. I'll have to check my notes. I think we used the mantra Haim, I think. And that actually reduced their dependence on oxygen. In fact, they or eliminated it. Okay. And but then in 2 of these cases, the people ended up going for lung transplant eventually. Okay. So what happens is in these cases, unless we are able to see more cases, why, under what conditions and all of that, I cannot tell you more why for some people, it only helps but not necessarily reverse and all of this. I don't know the answers, Only when we work with it, we learn more.
Okay.
Dr. Rajan,
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
What I wanted to ask you is, while doing Spinal Mantra, when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to Jim Jam and backside, so if I concentrate very well on the lower part of my back, does that going to help for my back pain?
That is the idea. Actually, what it is it's not the pain. You see, anytime you have back pain, the
I got
result.
spinal stenosis of lower part.
If it is spinal stenosis, we have to check to see whether it will work. There is one thing I can tell you, where you can relieve the pain of the spinal stenosis very quickly. Anytime you stretch that part of the back, and then do immediately after that 5 rounds of Bhastrika Pranayama, that is 100 breaths, 20 breaths times 5. Okay? That pain will immediately go away.
Okay.
So this is a pain management technique. It's not resolving the stenosis.
Now, I know that I did have some kind of surgery called as Vertiflex in Houston, and this is from a pain management person. And that has helped me a lot because I can climb, I can move around. I don't have much problem. But sometimes I do get pain when I do a lot of work.
Okay. So maybe the answer is not to do a lot of work.
I am alone. I have to do it. Not like work, but I have to do cooking and eating and all those things.
For diabetic patients, क्या आम diabetic patients के लिए अच्छा है? इसका short.
Doctor, it was 5 or 100 Bhastrika, and then what right after the Bhastrika, did you say?
No. Before the Bhastrika, you need to stretch the area that has stenosis. Then you do the Bhastrika.
The stretching the area that one exercise we bending, we do it, right? That's what you told me. Yeah. Okay.
See,
but I improved quite a lot.
Yeah, you see, what I have tried to do is in the set of exercises we practice, given through the normal aging process, wherever, minor disabilities, pain and things will come, that you can overcome. In fact, what it is if I ask all the people over here, given the time when you were not doing this daily practice, like a year or two back or whatever, relative to now, you will find that the occasional aches and pains that may come in the body, they don't come as frequently as before. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
I think that is true.
They come back quick.
Pardon me?
I said when you don't do it for like 2 or 3 days, like the whole routine, all of it, you can really feel it come back.
Okay,
but
that's why you need to do every day. That's why we do it 7 days a week, 365 days a year, right? And that is why we tell, we don't take holiday. It doesn't matter whether it's Diwali or Christmas. We are all doing it over here, right? So but that is the key element. We have put together the set of exercises that you can do given the aging process, what is easily doable for you. And at the same time, it keeps you what I call in a functional and a reasonably workable state of how you are. And the fact is, we are all aging. You cannot reverse aging. But you want to have a better quality of life, being achy and pain-free, all of those kind of things.
And happy.
Okay. So any other questions, thoughts from anyone?
Dr. Rajan, this is Satyapal.
Yes.
A long time back, maybe 15 years or more, I was learning from the TV. There is one Dilip Tiwari, yoga teacher, and he was teaching only 2 things every day in the morning, either one pranayama and one vyayam or something like that. And he once said, if I remember correctly, that to make it easier for the people to understand, that Chandra Bhedi pranayama and Surya Bhedi pranayama. He says right side is connected to the sun and left is connected to the moon. Moon is cooler, sun is hot. And if you breathe from only right side, your blood pressure will go up. If you breathe only from left side, blood pressure will go up, come down. That's the way he explained.
See, I don't know about the sun and the moon, okay? But on the other hand, the thing is basically, we do recognize between the two hemispheres of the brain and the functionalities. You see, the right side, we always say when we, right from the time we are children, when we give or take, we always work with the right hand, right? You're told left hand is not with which you give or take or that kind of thing. So what happens is the right side of the body is the interaction with the external world. The left side is your internal dimension. And that internal dimension or interaction with the external world needs energy. And the energy for that functionality is provided by the brain's regulation. So the right area of the body controlled by the left brain and the left side of the body controlled by the right brain takes care of these two functionalities. In my opinion, and of course, this is not something that has been validated in any scientific experiment. In my opinion, this corresponds to the scientific finding of what is called the gene expression. You see, in the turn of the millennium, there were these two famous people who were running their labs. One was Craig Ventner, who was in a private company, and then Francis Collins, who retired as the director of NIH like a few months back or a year back or so. So these two people were given Nobel Prize for mapping the human genome.
Genomic.
So what happened was, when they were doing that, the idea was, once you can map the genes of the human being, then you can exactly tell, based upon the gene deficiency and all of that, who is going to get what diseases at a later point in time. In which case you can be prepared for it and you can do something to prevent it from happening or change the genetic structure. These days they do something called the CRISPR technology, which they call it as gene editing. Okay? So the thing is, you see, this was their thinking. But what happened was, once they had mapped the human genome, they quickly realized the genes don't make you who you are. The genes partially determine who you are, but there is another part that has such significant influence. Both the genes and the other part together makes you who you are. And what is the other part? It is what they called everything else that comes from outside the genes. So they called it as epigenetic factors. So this is what, from our spiritual understanding and the philosophy that we understand from yoga and Sanatana Dharma, we say that at every moment in time, we are a function of our gene activation plus whatever is coming from outside. Both of them be coming together. Our inner awareness decides what is the right course of action to respond to that. So this is what we say is expression of our swadharma, that the duty for which you are born comes as a result of what is innate and the external situations both coming together decides your functionality for the moment. So that is the concept of gene expression that I understand, how we express gene expression. So with that, we will close for today, and we will see you all tomorrow. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you.